set up. So let me know you're here when you come in. There we go. All right, let me get this link set out and then we'll get started. There we go. I don't think you'll want to hear that, so. Posting that. Here we go. Gotta send it to our ladies here. All right, y'all. Okay. Close that. All right. Hey, y'all. Let me know you're here when you come in. Let me get my gloves on. I've already poured my resin. I'm letting it sit for a few minutes. I'm not putting it in the bubble remover. I'm not worried about that for this project. And as you can see, we have already poured. Okay, that really came out wrong. Poured with a D. Wow. Okay, that was bad. Anyway, you can see we already have, oh, which way? That way. We have already done our canvas. We poured our grass area, which is super cute, and we poured our sky area, which is super cute. So, let me see how y'all are seeing this. Do you see it upside down, or do you see it right side? Okay, you see it right side up, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Excuse me. So we have our tree of life, right? We've already finished that. And we're going to place it today on our canvas. And if you remember, I asked you guys to vote between this smaller size canvas and the bigger one. Y'all went with a mid-size. Let me move this out of the way for you. There, you can see better now. All right. So y'all went with this mid-size canvas, which I think is perfect too. And I love how this looks, y'all. It really looks so good. So we need to adhere it to this background. Because when I do a background like this, I always do this part first, give it plenty of time to set up. Because when we add whatever we're going to add to our canvas, I don't want these colors getting on this piece. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I always do my background first, give it time to cure, and then we're just taking clear resin to attach our piece, and it's not going to distort any of the colors on our piece, and it's not going to mess with any of the background that we poured. So that's how we're going to do that. Like I said, I am not going to put that through the bubble remover because we actually got snow last night, believe it or not. I was excited. And I want to show you guys the colors that I use for this. I had intended on using paste. Oh, I don't know where. That's strange. I don't know what happened there. I had intended on using paste for this because that's usually how I do these backgrounds. But y'all saw that I got that 60 count mica powder set. So I'm like, I want to test these out. I want to see how they do. So y'all, I was shocked. So here are the micas that I use for this background in case you want to duplicate these colors yourself. And I will tell you I had a mess up, but it turned into a happy little accident. So I'm not real sad about it. So the first mica that we use is Sky Blue. Beautiful blue. Okay. And then we used cayenne, cyan, whatever you want to call it. Real frosty looking blue, right? Well, to this, I added a little interference powder. But when I grabbed it out of the box, I grabbed the wrong one. This is the gold interference. I intended on pulling the blue interference. So I combined these two colors, and this is the gold color, the lighter color that you see through here. And with it being an interference, it really works well to look like some golden sunlight shining through the sky. So, do you think the gold was a happy accident? Do you think the interference blue would be better? Tell me what you think. Now, the greens that we used for our base here, our grass, we used dark green. We used grass green. How appropriate is that one? And we used spring green to give a little highlight area through there. So those are the three. That's all the micas that I used out of that 60-piece set. And it's really easy, y'all. I just mix them in 3 separate little cups, like these little paper cups, and then I just poured them and let them naturally combine and mix together and do their own thing. So, super easy to pour a background like this. The biggest thing is make sure that your piece is level before you start pouring, because if not, you know, it can tilt and have a big area here. So to keep it all uniform and good, make sure that your piece is level before you start pouring it. That's the biggest lesson for this, because you don't want all your green up to the sky because it was off kilter, right? And you really don't want all of your sky taking over all of your grass. That wouldn't be good either. So the way this is, looks like we have little hills and mountains. I'm not sad about. So now, this is what I'm going to tell you about adhering a piece like this to a canvas like this. Make sure you coat your piece. And this is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to coat the back of this with resin. So when I put it down, it's going to be okay. Because resin into resin goes much easier. And I'm just going to pour some on our canvas like so. And I'm going to smooth it out like this. And y'all, like I said, it's cold here. So, plus I let this sit for a little bit, so it thickened up, and that's what I want. But you don't want a real thick layer. All right. So every part is coated. Now I'm going to take, almost said it backwards. I'm going to take my piece and put it in. And while I can still move it, I want to make sure that it's all even. And y'all, I have, there we go, perfect. I'm going to let it sit just like that. I'm going to wipe my gloves off. because we keep our handy dandy wipes close by. Goodness gracious, y'all. All right. And we have some resin left over, which is fine because I can just pour whatever. Let's see, what do I want to pour? Do I have a little piece? Aha. We have a plain little heart here. I'll wipe out. Make sure it's all clean. Okay. Have some little bits here. We're going to get cleaned out. And I want to show you guys this little trick. Let me get it. Take some clear tape. Ooh. Ta-da. I'm going to put it on these areas that have little bits of resins left behind, and we're going to pull it off. It does not want to come off, does it? Okay, let's try the stickier side. Well, he was making a liar out of me, isn't it? All right. Now, there we go. We've got all that removed. Let's just let's pick a random color out of this box. I'm going to pick a random color. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's cool. There's a blue violet. Is this color shift? Nope, this is not a color shift. Can I find? Ah, here's a color shift. Let's use that. And see what we get. And y'all, look at these little baby spoons. Aren't they so cute? Adorable. All right, let me set this outside. All right, I'm gonna open. I want to be real careful not to put this on my piece, so I'm gonna do this away from it. Clean that spoon later. But look at that, y'all. It's not a beautiful color. That's going to be fun. All right. I'm going to set this to the side. Mix this. Yeah, we can use this. Look at this, y'all. Isn't that a beautiful color? Wow. You can really see that shift. See that? Woo! It's crazy good. Like I said, I don't want to mix this into our tree of life. So I'm going to mix this away from that. And I'm trying to see where you can see this. Let me do this. Going to pull that down. Oh, no idea who's at our door. Okay. Can you fold this down? Because I want you to see this. All right, you can see that. We're going to pour this beautiful color change Look at that, y'all. Isn't that a gorgeous color? Wow. Up. Of course, it's going to pop up when I don't want it to. Add something happy. So there we go. So there we have it, y'all. That is done. Isn't that color beautiful? Remember, if it's in a silicone mold, we are not using fire on this at all because it could meld our resin to our silicone mold, and the only way to get it out is to rip it. So what I will do is I'm going to let all this set up and cure, and I will do a short and show you the final project. Once everything is cured, I want to wipe some of this resin off of our sides here because I don't want those blobs there. And I don't mind if our sides are coated with resin. I just don't want it showing little blobs. Beautiful. All right, y'all. I told you today was going to be short, and it really is. So we poured this beautiful, what color is this? Purple blue color shift mica powder that came in our 60 set piece. Gorgeous. I can't wait to take that out. And we laid our tree of life on the canvas. Y'all voted on. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to show you the final project on a wall so you can see just how good it looks. But y'all, oh, I told you we were going to do a giveaway, so let me do that right now. Are you ready? Here we go. 5 people will be joining the Mimbo crew. And thank you to all of our members. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do this because, as you know, my channel is not sponsored. So everything that I use is gotten by me. So there we go. We have our 5 memberships given away. Happy to have you guys join. If you want to become a member, just click that join button. It's real simple. And I have some really fun things planned this new year for members only. So be on the lookout for all that, y'all. But that's all I have for today. Until next time, make sure you do all the YouTube things. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't, because that's free. Doesn't cost you anything. But y'all know the drill. Until next time, happy arting. Talk for now.